Good day, everyone. Welcome to Language Curriculum class. And this morning, we are going to talk about Module 1, Lesson 2, the elements or components of the curriculum. This is Teacher Chan, and once again, good morning. Our lesson objectives for today. First, we have to distinguish each component of the curriculum and critique example curriculum. So, what is curriculum? Of course, curriculum came from the word currere, meaning to run a course. And more or less, there are a lot of a view and definition of curriculum according to this prominent views. The traditional point of view, they said that curriculum is a body of subject matter prepared by the teachers for the students to learn. It is synonymous to the course of study or syllabus. Whereas the other point of view, the progressive one, tells us that curriculum is the total learning experience of the learners. There are many definitions of curriculum. Because of this, the concept of curriculum is sometimes characterized as fragmentary, elusive, and confusing. However, the numerous definitions indicates dynamism that connotes diverse interpretation of what curriculum is all about. The definitions are influenced by the mode of thoughts, pedagogies, political, as well as cultural experiences. All right, so now let's proceed to our main core or the discussion for today's session. Curriculum has an important role in educational system. It is somehow a blueprint which leads to teacher and the learner to reach the desired objectives. As a result, authorities have to design it in such a way that it could lead the teacher and the learner to meet the desired learning outcomes. So these are the four components of curriculum which are very essential. First one is the aims, goals, and objectives. Second is the subject matter or subject content. Next is the learning experiences or the instructional methodologies. And we have the last one, curriculum evaluation or evaluation approaches. If we are going to translate the four into questions. Each component has to be can be addressed by the following questions. The first one, for aims, goals, and objectives, we have what is to be done. Then the second one, what subject matter is to be included. The third one, what are the instructional strategies, resources, and activities will be employed. Fourth one, what methods and instrument will be used to assess the result of the curriculum? First component of the curriculum, which is the curriculum aims, goals, and objectives. A formal curriculum is embedded in a formal institution called school. Schools are established institutions which are either run by the government or a private sector. All right. The Philippine education systems is divided into three educational levels. We have primary, secondary, and tertiary levels. Since we are focusing on the language curriculum for secondary schools, allow me to present to you what are the aims of the secondary education in the Philippines based on the 1987 Constitution. Okay, so aims of secondary education in high school or secondary level, educational curricula aim to first, continue to promote the objectives of the elementary education and discover and enhance the different aptitudes and interests of students in order to equip them with skills for productive endeavor and or to prepare them for tertiary schooling. So with that, component one, the aim, goals, and objectives of a school refers to or it spells out what is to be done. It tries to capture what goals are to be achieved, the vision, the philosophy, the mission statement, and objectives of the school. It clearly defines the purpose in what the curriculum is to be acted upon or to try what to drive to it, and then it is somehow concerned with outcomes and outcomes that are expressed in different levels like aims, that is the most general or the so based on the mandate of the constitution, each school therefore should be guided by its vision, mission, goals, and objectives. When we say vision, it is a clear concept of what the institution would like to become in the future. It provides the focal point or unifying element according to which the school staff, faculty, students perform either individually or collectively. It is the guiding post around which all educational efforts, including curricula, should be directed. The school's vision can be very ambitious, but it is a characteristic of a vision. And after that vision, we have the school's mission statement. It spells out how it intends to carry out its vision. The mission targets to produce the kind of persons the students will become after having been educated over a certain period of time. In your course, having been educated for 4 years. And then it follows with the goals. The school's vision and mission are further translated into goals. Goals are broad statement or intents to be accomplished. Data for sources of school goals may be or may include the learners, the society or the stakeholder, and the fund of knowledge, which is the subject matter. So in the curriculum, these goals are made simple and specific for the attainment of every learner. That is what we call as educational objectives. In other words, objectives direct the change in behavior, which is the ultimate aim of learning. They provide a basis for the selection of learning content and the learning experiences. And also, they also set the criteria against which learning outcomes will be evaluated. Next component of the curriculum is the curriculum content or the subject matter. All curricula have content regardless of their design, regardless of their models. Content is more than simply information to be learned in school. It is an element or a medium through which the objectives are accomplished. May it be a subject-centered curriculum, or other would say that it is just a compendium of facts or concept, or maybe it is a learner-centered curriculum which um, focus on the knowledge to individual's personal and social world and how he or she finds reality. So, in organizing the learning contents, balance, articulation, sequence, integration, and continuity form a sound content. Now, what is balance? In organizing your content, it should be uh, fairly. distributed among the learning area or discipline. This is to ensure that the level or area will not be overcrowded or less crowded so that it will have this equilibrium in the curriculum. And articulation, that means that each level of the subject matter is smoothly connected to the next. Glaring gaps and wasteful overlaps in the subject matter will be avoided. Next is sequence. So what is sequence? Sequence is the logical arrangement of the subject matter. Just like English 1, you should take English 1 prior to English 2, and English 2. After English 2, you should take English 3. So there is a sequence that a chronological sequence of the subject it must be followed following its level of difficulty.